Thank you, Samuel, for joining us here at Lakewood University. You and I have talked in the past. Your story is surely one that we want to share with the world. And I have some questions just to ask you. We talked about those. So, can you briefly describe what you do now, rather career wise, business? Just give us a little highlights of what you do now.
I'm an administrative assistant for Clayton County Public Defender Office in Riverdale, Georgia. I'm also a paralegal in the office. My day consists of answering the phones when clients call in from jail or if they're out on bond inquiring about their case. I look into their case to see if there's any inaccuracies. If there is, I report it to one of the attorneys or the legal assistant so that we can move the case forward in front of the judge and possibly get them a not guilty plea. Or if their final dispositions haven't been uploaded, I look into that as well. And then I'll call over to the clerk's office, notify them that the client may have been sentenced to a different term other than what's showing on paper and see if we can expedite their release.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty impressive position. You're helping a lot of people, I'm sure, on a daily basis.
Yes, ma'am.
Where were you before starting the program here at Lakewood University?
Ah, interesting. So before I came to Lakewood, I had been in warehouse for 18 years. I had
Wow.
been working with my body, Home Depot, PetSmart, Clorox, you name it. I have been in warehouse, low-end jobs. Starting pay may be 850 because you're in the South. Some might be 13, some might be 14 at the most. It was hard work. Like I said, you use your body, nothing to do with your mind because it's like a robot. You come in every day. And to me, it was a dead end job. It really was. I was glad to stumble upon Lakewood. I just wish that I could remember how. I don't know if it was Facebook or if it was Instagram, but when I saw that they said graduate debt free, that's when I started looking into it. I had to do some Google searches about the college, see exactly what they meant about debt free, what type of financial aid was offered, and what did I need to do to get into the course. I saw the paralegal diploma program, and that caught my attention because I had did law for like 3 years for a private firm, and I really liked it. And I needed a way out of the warehouse. I wasn't going anywhere. There was no management positions available. Forklift to me wasn't what I wanted to do. I just wanted to use my mind. I wanted to put on some real clothes, a shirt and a tie, some cologne. I got tired of smelling like gas and oil and just deodorant. I wanted more for myself. And I felt like if I went back to school, that it should open some doors, and it did.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. You want to tell about, like, once you came to Lakewood, what were some of the challenges that you had before Lakewood? I know you talked about the warehouse and the position that you had and smelling like oil, which I didn't know before. Thank you for sharing that. And do you want to tell about any challenges that you had prior to coming to Lakewood?
Yes, ma'am. Before I came to Lakewood, the major challenge that I face is I'm an ex-felon. I was convicted in 1988 for assault with intent to murder. I was given a sentence of 18 to 36 years. I served 16 years, 6 months, and 6 days. So coming home, no one really wanted to take a chance on me other than a warehouse. No administrative work whatsoever. Even sometimes fast food service. I couldn't even get a position there. So that's how I ended up in the warehousing. That was the major challenge. Even though I had an associate's degree and I had some trades, my trades were not marketable because of the things that they had me taking in prison: custodial maintenance, food service, television production. Television had changed from analog to digital by the time I came home, 2005. So that's how I got stuck in dead end jobs. The challenge was whenever you would go to the interview, once they find out that I had a record, they didn't want to take that chance on me just because of the charge itself, how it sounds. I asked the gentleman one time, what was the problem with the charge? I did 16 years. And he said, insurance. Insurance won't cover some of the charges. They have a term called bondable. You have to be bondable. And I was bondable, but the insurance rates at these warehouses, at the office buildings, administrative places, it would go up. So warehouse would take a chance on anybody. And also with the warehousing, they know that guys on parole gonna report to work every day on time, gonna stay late because they threaten you by saying they're gonna call you PO. Sometimes they'll even try to have you come in on your day off. So it was like being in prison again. That was really the major challenge that I had. Then it started weighing on me mentally because even though I had served my time, I had a little bit of education. I just didn't see that life was giving me a chance. I really did not see that life was giving me a chance. I didn't understand it. I didn't
Wow.
understand it. So
That
I
must have been a
really
tough period.
I had to deal with my mom passing away of cancer,
I'm sorry to hear
warehouses
about that.
going out of business, and just like I said, just dead end jobs. I moved from state to state trying to figure the situation out. I went from Michigan to Kansas, from Kansas to Georgia. Then from Georgia, I went to Missouri, came back to Georgia, and as of 2017, 2018, I went back up to Michigan because it seemed like Michigan was the only place that I really could get decent employment with the record since it happened in Michigan. And then I came back to Georgia again 2019. And like I said, I stumbled upon the college and that really opened the door for me.
Well, I'm glad you found us. And we could have followed you to all of those places too, because we're 100% online. So I'm glad that you found us. I'm sorry that you had some of those challenges prior to, but I'm glad to hear that upon finding Lakewood University, some things had changed and turned around. How did your experience at Lakewood University help you overcome some of those challenges?
I had an excellent student advisor, Miss Alyssa. I cannot say her last name, but
Barrero?
Miss, yes. When I just told her what my situation was, and because I wasn't sure that I was even gonna get into Lakewood, because like I said, this was something new. I had never knew anything about online classes. And when I started communicating with her, she would call sometimes and I would just tell her what I was going through, what my background was, what it was that I was hoping to accomplish. Am I picking the right program? When I had told her what my past experience was working for a law firm before, she really helped me pick my course, helped me stay because caught the flu a couple of times and I got in a car accident. So I was worried about my assignments being late and everything. But she would call and we would talk. And I had a number where I could call her as well. So she really helped me out a lot, helped me even like with the part about graduating debt free. Hey, I need for you to write a paper. I forgot what it was. I had to do an essay on something. She was like, I think I can help you with this financing. And it did. I wrote the paper and financial aid went through. I was even able to get a computer for the course. They were giving away Chromebooks. That came on time and everything. That really helped at the time because I didn't even have a computer. So I just really appreciate everything that she did for me. She walked me all the way through that course right up until graduation. And I really
Wow.
appreciate her.
We all appreciate her so much around here as well. Yeah, definitely. That is something that we're very proud of having Alicia here for sure. What surprised you most about the program, the paralegal program?
Graduating debt free. Graduate because seriously, college costs an arm and a leg, and some of the guys with certain convictions, you're not eligible for financial aid. I don't think people know that, especially guys with the drug convictions. So luckily, I didn't have that. But to graduate debt free, all of my aid was applied to the college. It was applied on time. Getting that computer, 'cause when I received the computer, I was impressed because I thought we had to send it back, and she was like, "No, you get to keep that." So that was a blessing. And it had the software in it that we needed for the class. Something else that surprised me that it's a real college. When I was telling people about Lakewood and I was going to school, they thought, oh, that's one of those colleges you see on television late at night where they say you're not doing nothing. And I was like, no, it's a real school. It's a real school. It's in Ohio. Because I had Googled the address of the college and it'll
Mhm,
pull up a little picture of it and everything. So when I
yeah.
was telling people that it was a real college, of course, people want to see, well, you do it first, and then I might try it. So I went and spoke to a lot of veterans, and I was like, hey, the school is veteran friendly. You need to look into this, and you can do it while we're working. I started talking to different people at my job. It's a lot of vets at my job, but people wanted to wait until I did it. And once I did the graduation and I came in with that degree, People looked at it, they scrutinized it, they knew it was real when that supervisor called me in the office and gave me that raise. So that let them know, like, okay, this is real credentials here, and then the school's accredited. I was asking my wife, because I don't know nothing about none of that stuff. And I was asking her, I said, what does this mean that they're accredited? And she told me to look up the region and all of that. So those are the things that surprised me about the college. Graduating, getting that diploma, getting that computer, having the help of Alicia, and being a real college, that really impressed me a lot because I didn't know anything about this. I didn't even apply anywhere else. I threw everything into Lakewood, and my motto was basically, I was saying, if it's not a real school, oh well, I tried something, but it was real. And I tell everybody about it that I can here in Georgia for people that want to go back to school, because it's in the courses. They have so many courses, so many courses that I think this generation or the older generation that we need so that we can remain employable. When I graduated and I got into another college for all of my credits, every last one of my credits from Lakewood transferred to the college that I go to now. And a bachelor's degree take 4 years or maybe three or two. I had so many credits transfer over, and Lakewood pushed me over that I only had to do 1 year in this bachelor's program. I
Wow,
graduate in December.
that's pretty
And
incredible.
and that's a real college that I'm going to as well.
And congratulations on that, getting into another school. Did Lakewood at all have any influence about how you wanted to pursue more education?
Yes, they did because I was intimidated going in. I didn't think that I could compete. Lakewood's, to me, their curriculum is easier than even the schools that I go to now. It's easier, but it's the way that they word it. Some people use too many words just to ask you the question. Lakewood got straight to the point, and the answer was kind of like even in the question. I didn't have to do much research. They made the paralegal program easy. I've seen some paralegal programs. Lakewood made it very easy and they're current. Some of the other schools or the stuff you read is outdated. Lakewood is very current. It didn't help me at the office because I don't know how I'm still learning how the courts operate. But I can say that Lakewood really helped me. Like, if you were to go work for an attorney, private practice, everything that I need to know to run that office was in my curriculum. And I don't understand how, because when I even showed it to an attorney, one of the attorneys said, what's funny, law school does not teach you the law. It doesn't even really teach you how to practice the law. But when he was looking at my paralegal stuff, it's the LexisNexis part that we had to do and the Westlaw. They were surprised that I got that at the school because he was like, you don't really get that stuff until you start going to law school. But I already had it coming through Lakewood. I have my certifications in both of those. Right
Wow.
there was very impressive.
Well, I'm so glad that you're finding all these hidden gems right here at Lakewood University. And it's always good to hear. We do a lot of planning on our part here to make sure that our programs have rigor and they're easy to understand. But it's always good to hear from an end user, someone, a student that is part of the Lakewood family now, telling us, hey, this actually works. So, all of the advisors, all the instructors, and everyone who puts in their blood, sweat, and tears will be happy to hear that, Samuel, for sure. Let me ask you, how has your life changed since completing the program at Lakewood University?
I am happier, more happy. More focused. I plan to go to law school next year.
Oh, wow.
My income, oh yeah, I'm going to Georgia State next year.
Awesome.
Uh,
Congratulations.
Thank you. My income went through the roof. I came in. I'm trying to remember how long was I on that job. I don't think I had been on that job a year because I was already taking the classes. But as soon as I graduated from Lakewood, I got a nice increase. I got a nice raise with the company, and that was because of Lakewood. And I really needed that income at the time to push me into a certain level of living because the cost of living went up in Georgia. I'm eligible for scholarships also by going to Lakewood because there were some things that the college that I'm in right now they took into consideration. So my life is better. My wife and I both work for the state, and I've been telling her from day one that I'm going to retire her. So that's
Wow.
my goal. And if I hadn't taken the paralegal diploma program, I wouldn't be nowhere. All of this has happened to me in 2 years. I've been home 20 years, 18 years in warehouse. The last 2 years of my life, 1 year that being Lakewood's program, my life has changed dramatically. Seriously, it has. I have a great job, a career. I have a great income. My credit went through the roof. I have a new vehicle that we got off the truck. I've never had a new car. I've always had used. We called and they told us come pick that truck up as soon as it came to the dealership. And when we got it, we put those 12 miles on it. So just everything. And then me being able to go to law school,
That's tremendous.
Lakewood, and my conversations with people, the type of people that I now associate with. I didn't know there was a whole world of paralegals out here and things of that nature, mediators. Even though I had worked at a firm for 3 years, I just didn't know that there's a culture out here, and I'm part of that culture. I never saw myself doing any of this. I wasn't a collegiate type person. And I'm so different now from my conversation to the way I dress, the way that I think. I really do. I have hope now.
Now that is a beautiful statement. I have hope now. Wow, that's pretty impressive. And I think it's one of the best gifts you can ever give anyone. And I know that you have some plans about giving others hope. Do you want to talk anything about that?
Yes, I'm starting a podcast called Prison Saved My Life, and it's going basically to help people that's been in a situation like me, to give them hope, show them how I turned my life around, and I'm still turning my life around, and I'm willing to help them any kind of way. Also, to help the families of people that have been incarcerated, because families go through something as well. They don't understand the people when they come home, and they need to understand, that there are certain things out here that they can do. I'm writing a book called Prison Saved My Life as well, so that I can
Awesome.
get that inside of the prisons. I want guys to see that it's possible. It's possible. When I go to law school, once I graduate from law school, I don't know how long it'll be that I'll be working, on the public defender side, criminal defense, but I'm starting my own law firm. I want to help so many people. I already speak at schools here in Georgia. I speak for the public defender's office at the Ladders program, telling my story and how I turned it around. And I'm still turning it around, but that's just my gift to the world. I just want people to know that it's possible, and education really opened the door for me. And if the Department of Corrections or Bureau of Prisons worldwide were to put education back inside of prisons, I guarantee you the recidivism rate will go down and you will see a change, especially law. Law opens the doors to so many things. It's not all about just criminal law, there's real estate law, taxation law, entertainment law, health law, compliance. Being a paralegal, it opened the door for me to shoot so many ways that I don't even know which way to go, making sure that I'm not pulled by the money. I want to make sure that it's something that I want to do. Because just recently, somebody was talking to me about compliance. Like when you get your JD, you don't have to take the bar. You can just do compliance and everything, since you like for everything to be ran a certain way. And I was like, oh, yeah, I could do that. So I'm big on that. I just want to see justice, and I want to see people bounce back. And I'm serious. I'm not trying to sell to college. Lakewood helped me bounce back. There are people who saw me at a level when I come home, and then I took a drop. But now there are people that seeing me bounce back. They do ask the questions like, "What's the name of that school again? And what courses you take?" Because there are people that watch. People watch you,
Oh,
and they
mhm.
watch. Okay, he got a new car. Okay, he lived over there on that side of town. He got on a new outfit. Okay, he's smiling every day, even around the office. I had a lady say the other day, "When did you graduate?" I said December. She said, "So when you put in your 2 weeks notice?" I said, "It's not like that." She said, "Oh, I see." She said, "I see that you're one of the ones." She said, "You're not stuck." She said, "So many of us are stuck." She said, "You've been off and running since the day you walked through here with that." Because I had the computer, that they gave was this big. They used to tease me about that little computer. But she said, ever since you came in here with that little computer, we watch it. She said, we can see it. She said, you're making moves to move on. I said, yeah, I
That
am.
is so tremendous. And you'll never know how this whole story warms my heart personally, being the founder of the university. It has, when I hear you speak, when I hear you talk about transformation, I think you and I align a lot with our visions. And Lakewood University was designed for people just like you and I. People may not have seen our full potential or think your past has everything to do with your future, but there is, I believe, a superpower in each one of us that just needs unlocking. So, thank you for choosing Lakewood University. Like, this is an honor and a privilege to have someone of your stature choose Lakewood University and someone with your heart as well. And let me ask you this. Where do you see yourself in the next 6 to 12 months?
Next 6 to 12 months.
Hmm.
I will be the next 6 months. I'll be studying for the LSAT. After that, I will be at Georgia State University Law School. Employment wise, no, I have to see, but I'm going to be in law school the next 6 months. And the podcast and the book, they're coming out simultaneously. Think I'm going to be writing the book while I'm doing the podcast because it's easy for me to write down what already happened. My life is unfolding as we speak. So I think it's going to be kind of maybe even an interactive book, but the book and the podcast are coming at the same time. Honestly, podcast will be launching in another week because I have all the equipment, I have subject matter and everything, and I'm
Well,
ready.
you let us know when you have that podcast so we can tune in and be some of your first audience members because we are incredibly proud of all the work that you're doing now. And I can't even imagine. I would like an autograph copy of your book.
Because of you, because of the college, I've even received some requests lately on LinkedIn from a few people from Lakewood.
Oh,
So that
awesome.
means a lot to me as well. I don't know who they are, but like I said, leave it up to me. Lakewood University will be a household name, and it's a brand that I stand by. I really do.
Well, you are a rock star around here, so you probably will see all of the employees, the advisors, everybody. There's over 100 of us. Even though we're online, there's real people behind the scenes. There's 55 instructors, there's 21 administrative staff members, we have 30 advisors and 9 governing board members. So those are probably all the people trying to connect with you after seeing your testimony and hearing about your story. So we are so very, 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 very honored to have you as a student and now graduate, and now a graduate doing great things, and an author and future lawyer and law firm owner. And
And I
then,
forgot to mention my
oh,
instructor, Julie Beadle. Julie
oh,
Beadle.
okay. Yes, Julie Beto. Tell us about Julie. How did you feel
She is
about her?
very smart. There were some things that she gave me pointers behind the scenes. If I didn't get a particular question 100% right, she would show me exactly what it was that I should be looking for, how to go a little deeper in my research. So I really appreciate her as well. Because when I say I appreciate these people, I was calling these people on Saturdays and Sundays. So that right there meant a lot to me that I can get a response from people on the weekend because most colleges are closed down. So I really appreciate them. And she gave me the most awesome letter of reference when I graduated that I am going to use for law school. I appreciated that because I didn't know you need certain things for law school. I thought you just fill out an application. No, you need letters of reference and transcripts, credit pulled, and all of that. So I didn't know no one to go get a letter of reference from because I didn't like nobody at the warehouse. So here it is that a letter of reference came with my diploma from her and not some rubber stamp. No, it's a real letter from her talking about my coursework and how I log in on time and how I conducted myself and everything. So I really appreciate that because I use that letter to get the job where I work, and I'm going to use that same letter as a reference for law school.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. I definitely will share that with Julie as well, that how much you appreciate the letter. If someone was considering Lakewood University, what would you tell them?
Don't think about it, just do it and do it quickly. The sooner you get in, the sooner that you can see results in your life. If you really want support, you get a person. You call Lakewood, you're going to get a person. You're not getting no computer, no AI. Human beings answer that phone and call you back. The coursework is current, it's up to date. It might be a little futuristic, I would tell somebody to go ahead and do it. Don't even think about it. All of your financial aid will apply. Their credits will transfer to whatever school you go to, and you'll have a support system for life. I get so many emails from Lakewood since I've graduated about career podcasts that are going on, webinars, or if you need resume help or things of that nature, follow up sometimes. The people will connect with you on LinkedIn as well. Going to guide you for the rest of your life. You have a family with Lakewood. Some colleges just want your money. With Lakewood, I've been talking to people that I don't even know, but I feel like they're family because we spent so much time on the phone and in emails, and now we're connected on LinkedIn and we still support each other.
That's wonderful to hear. And if you could tell anyone about the paralegal diploma program specifically, it's a 9-month program. Can you tell someone who's on the fence, like, I'm not sure if I want to do the paralegal diploma program? What would you tell them?
I would say do it because state of the nation right now, you need to know as much law as you can. You need to know how to protect yourself. You need to know how to set up a trust. You need to know how to read a will. You need to learn how to research and do analytical thinking and things of that nature. That paralegal diploma program will open your mind to the possibilities of what's out there. It's going to help you understand what you read more thoroughly. It's really going to help you research. It opened my eyes to a lot. I didn't know that this world was so legalistic. It is. This world is very legalistic. Even going to the grocery store, the fine print on your receipt. So you take this paralegal program, the diploma program, you're going to see life different. You'll start analyzing everything and it will pay because trust me, in the world that we live in, you pay for what you don't know. It's best to try. I'm not saying that you can know everything, but a paralegal looks into everything. An attorney argues your case before the judge. That case is put together by that paralegal. That paralegal go in there and tear those books up and do the research and give the attorney the laws, the statutes, and things of that nature. And if anybody really wants to know what a paralegal does, just go watch that little show called Suits. Watch that guy named Mike. Because that's another thing came into my life when Lakewood. I stumbled upon that. So that's what really made me start getting into my study because I was like, man, and it lucrative, very, very lucrative. An attorney told me, that legals make so much. I don't know where you are, but here in Georgia, you can get a job in Fulton County. Paralegals make six figures. They make more than the attorneys. The paralegals,
Wow, it's
yeah, they
pretty
make six
impressive.
figures. Yeah, start at 102.
Wow,
Yes, ma'am. So
that's a
I would say
blessing.
paralegal. It is paralegals for anybody.
That's pretty impressive. Thank you for sharing that, and I will pass that along to the staff as well. And are there any final thoughts that you would like to share with future students at all?
Think stick with the program, whatever program you're in, stick with it. Lakewood has a lot to offer you. They have a lot of certifications. They have connections with jobs. I was spoke to Ms. Hagens about the farm tech that she's doing there in Ohio and the jobs that you can go get at CVS and all of that. You need that. You want certifications. In this world, you're going to need certifications. You're going to need diplomas to show that you can keep up. You're committed to something. Anything that you start at Lakewood, finish it. And once you get to where you're going, tell Lakewood about your journey because you'll never know who Miss Hagan knows. If you need anything, you'd be surprised who she knows. She has a contact for everything. I'm telling you, my life is changing. It's because of her and Lakewood that I'm doing the podcast. It's because of them that I'm finally writing the book. Because of them, I'm becoming a brand myself. They never taught me that. I learned a lot at Lakewood and I'm still learning. You can always reach Miss Hagens, you can reach Alyssa, you can reach Miss Beadle. There for you. Stick to your guns. Finish this program. Tell people about it because that's the only thing that's going to help people. Go back to your neighborhood, wherever it is, your relatives. I got my GED in prison. I got my associate's degree in prison. None of that stuff really helped. It's the things that I've learned at Lakewood. I've been home 20 years, but in the last 2 years of my life, 1 year at that Lakewood, everything changed. And if anybody thinks that this is a commercial that Miss Hagens is paying me, all you got to do is Google my name. You can look me up on LinkedIn. You can call Clayton County Public Defender Office and ask, is that man telling the truth? Lakewood changed my life, y'all. And it'll change yours too. It really will.
I wasn't expecting that, and I thank you so much for all of the high compliments, but that is exactly what we strive to do, is not just enroll students, but see them have a improved future. Our mission statement as a nonprofit university is to improve the quality of life of our students. And we want to have affordable, in demand options for them, not just programs that don't lead to careers or something they are not able to utilize. We really believe in providing value to our students. So thank you for sharing that, because it's like a reinforcement and a confirmation that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing here at Lakewood. Thank you so much. I know that today is your anniversary, so I don't want to keep you too long. 5-year anniversary, wedding anniversary. Congratulations on that. That's another milestone as well. And we just thank you so much for sharing your journey here at Lakewood and taking the time out to speak to us today.
Very welcome.